Panharmonicon presents a podcast.
Meow.
Danny Elfman did a really good job on the score. Forgot to say that in the last one. Danny Elfman is he's a what do they call it? A treasure.
Mm-hmm.
He's a
Nothing but bangers.
Treasure.
That is what you are. You're Yeah, I don't want to get hit with that.
I think Bruno Mars might be same height as the Penguin. Right?
Maybe.
I was surprised to find out that Bruno Mars is like 5'2" or something.
Yeah,
like that.
he's
a Filipino. So I'm not gonna.
That's true.
Sorry,
common
people.
for-
Sorry, Filipinos,
No
but
idea.
they don't seem to grow very much.
Yeah, that image of him like next to Taylor Swift. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, that they did him kind of dirty with that one.
I mean, she's tall though.
Right,
She is
that's
tall.
what I'm saying.
She
Yeah,
is super tall.
yeah.
Super
Probably
tall.
had heels on too. Maybe.
Yeah.
R.I.P. a short king.
I'm gonna let you finish, Taylor. But the Penguin had the best Batman movie of the early 90s. No, that's total. I don't even know what the fuck I'm going with that. Welcome.
You tried. Took a swing. You know.
So yeah, swing and a miss. Oh, Danny DeVito. I love me some Danny DeVito.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are we all Danny DeVito guys here?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Sure. Anybody can't help but to like see Frank as
That Maura brought that up. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's Frank Reynolds.
But welcome back, folks, to yet another episode of Panharmonicon Studios presents
A movie podcast.
I'm one of your hosts, Farron.
This is Andrew.
And this is Damon. And I forgot to say in the last episode. That's okay. No, I did say it in the last episode. Sorry. Today's episode, we are going to be going over the sequel to 1989's Batman Returns. Which is odd because there wasn't a question of that. It's not like Batman ran off into the distance in the last movie. Like he just kind of was there. There's
Yeah, I mean, it was
assumption
the
that he was
whole-
going to still be around.
Yeah, but because they did the bat symbol, and then it was just like, or the bat signal. Sorry, and then it seemed like, oh, he'll be back, but it's like he didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You guys gave him a light,
Like, it's not like the ending of The Dark Knight,
right?
you know, where he's like driving off into the.
Yeah, or like his ship explodes, so everyone thinks he's dead or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, nope, he played it himself pretty firmly in Gotham City. Should have been Batman Still Gonna Be Here.
Batman's still around.
I want to thank you for listening to another episode of Panharmonicon Studios Presents a Movie Podcast. And if you have been enjoying what you've been listening to so far, please hit that subscribe button. Lets us gain more of a collective. Yeah, more of the boys. And it doesn't matter if you can be a girl. That's the boys. You know?
It's a gender neutral
It's just
term.
gender neutral choice. Like if I were like, if it was like, hey boys, that's everybody. That's the squad, and we'd like you to join. And if you'd like to join, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button if you're on Spotify, and give us a rating of 1 through 5 if you have not already. And if you have, I want to thank you for doing so. And if you're on YouTube and you've hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you get notifications on when we drop new stuff. And if you've done that, we want to thank you for that as well. But before we get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode, I want to ask the boys what we've been up to and how we have been. What you've been doing. How's the weather been for you?
It's getting better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the shifts, the swings are not great. Would love a consistent temperature.
Yeah.
but, I think that's just
Cincinnati for you.
yeah. Yeah, I guess I was going to say that's just the world we live now, on top of also living in Ohio. So I think it's just a double whammy. But I'm attempting to garden this year.
Ooh.
So we tore up the front little, not a lot, but the little garden bed. There we go. That's the right terminology. Tried to get some weeds out to finally plant some seeds that my parents have given me to try to get rid of not only all the weeds, but some of the plants that the previous owners had planted, and I'm not a fan of. So hopefully, I don't think I got rid of them, but I'll try to do a better job of actually digging them up once the ground is not super frozen. That's me. Did some farming.
You got that tree too, don't you?
Yes, yeah, they're still alive, thankfully. So we're getting a little orchard. Orchid is a plant.
It's an orcharding thing.
Doing a little in real life Stardew Valley.
Exactly.
A lot of the same. I'm just still stuck on this. Batman is still gonna be here. I'm hoping that Matt Reeves calls the second Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Batman's still gonna be here.
He never went anywhere. He didn't go anywhere. He's still right here.
Yeah. What about you though, Dame?
So I've been on Twitch. Twitch.tv/nomadic vibes with the Z. Probably edgy, but anyway. I have been playing Sifu.
Ooh.
Seafood?
Sifu is a game that came out in
Seafood.
I've been playing seafood. Tuna, salmon,
Overcooked.
trout.
Overcook's a thing.
And I've been playing Shifu, as you will. I don't remember, 2022, I think, maybe when it came out. Rogue light. I want to say beat 'em up. 3D. Basically, the premise is that you are the son of a kung fu master, martial arts master, and that martial arts master's pupils turned on him and killed him. And in fact, the beginning, like the tutorial, is you as one of them going through and killing the master.
Dang.
And then they see the kid, but they leave the kid be. You are now playing as the kid. You're aged 20, and you have to now go through the 5 pupils. And when you die, you gain this counter, and the counter adds to your age. So the first time you die, you gain a counter of 1. So the game, so it's broken up into 5 levels.
Yeah.
If you're in the first level, you die, you gain a counter of 1. Now you're 21 when you come back to life, because you technically should have died as a kid. But there are these medallions that you got a hold of that are keeping you alive, essentially. And so when you die, you're at +1. Now, say you haven't cleared out like certain sections, so you now died again. Now, instead of going just +1 again, now it's +2. So now you're 23 when you come back. And so it keeps ramping up. But you can clear certain sections that are at certain points in like the level. You can use like either the points that you've been gaining in the game or like experience points that you've also been gaining, because there's a score in experience points, and you can use those to like bring the counter back to 0.
Oh, to de-age yourself?
You don't de-age yourself.
Oh.
So you just drop. So like if the counter's gotten up to +7, that means like the next time you die, you add 7 years, but you can drop it down to 0 so that it goes back up to 1, so that you only gain 1 year when you die.
Okay.
And there's the first level is really, really cool because it's set in this, like, you're supposed to be getting to this factory, and the factory is where one of the 5 are. But on the way there, like usually it's like cameras behind your back as you're like beating up people. And there's one scene, like it switches to a side view, and it's because you're going to be going through. You go through a hallway, and there are like 20 people in this hallway, so it feels like the raid. And basically, you're just going through, you're countering people, throwing them up against walls, elbow, counter. Some dude brings in a pipe, you knock him down, grab the pipe, just start waylaying on people. It's really fun. It's just hard as shit. I actually had some people watching me, which was thank you for watching, by the way, those people who happened to show up. I wasn't talking because I thought my mic was on. It turned out that like when you're on PlayStation, you have to start streaming and then physically unmute, but there's also like a menu option where you have to unmute. I didn't know that existed. So people were asking me questions, but I had to like type to them because I couldn't talk to them. But I figured that out. Thank you guys for watching me get my ass handed to me. Like, I didn't know what I was really doing. So, like, the first level, I got up to, like, age, like, 50.
Whoa.
I was getting destroyed. I've learned that in order to de-age yourself, you basically have to go back to the level. And because you always start the first level at level 20, at that 20, That's how you go back. So I've gotten myself now to being able to get through the first stage at like just a death. Because that boss is pretty like annoying. But Sifu has been something that I've been doing around all the other games I've been playing.
That's sick.
Yeah. Are you going to bring it to the channel?
I might bring all those deaths to the channel. It'll be in like little short packages, but I probably will eventually. So, how have you guys been on the internet? Let us know how you've been in the comments. Let us know what games you've been playing, what games we should be playing. I mean, we be playing games, but y'all be playing probably more games than we do. And you probably got all types of recommendations, along with movie recommendations.
Yeah. Speak up.
Speak up. I said speak up, brother. And then speaking up, I will be transitioning to a little brain teaser.
Brain teaser.
Where I give the boys a teaser of their brain. And what this brain teaser is a poorly written, sometimes just intentionally confusingly written plot synopsis from a subreddit of a sort of similar name. And they have to figure out what this movie is. They are not going to figure out what this movie is. I guarantee you. I am saying that forthright.
No faith.
And considering I almost never say that, and I typically think
fair.
that they will be getting it, it should tell you something. So, in this movie, a backwater kid is pulled into a rebellion when a crucial message falls into his hands. Guided by an older mentor, he joins a scrappy crew and helps rescue an important young woman. When the mentor dies, the kid steps up for a desperate final run against a world-ending weapon.
So the herring is Star Wars for sure, right?
Oh, no, it's Star Wars.
What?
No, it's not Star Wars.
I was like, what?
I didn't even think Star Wars at all. I was going to say a kid in King Arthur's court.
It could be a king in King Arthur's court. Unfortunately, it's not a kid in King Arthur's court today.
What's the time? What's the era?
The 1980s.
I feel like I say this almost like every other episode. A never-ending story.
No. I can see that. I can see where you could get never-ending story.
So it wasn't totally dumb. Thank you.
I mean, the world-ending weapon part, not so much. But like the backwater kid, the rebellion, the message, the girl.
World-ending weapon. World-ending weapon. I mean, is this world-ending weapon... Does it have its own, like, autonomy? Or is it actually just, like, this inanimate weapon?
For some reason, I thought you said like anatomical, like anatomical. Like I thought you were asking if it had a body. I was like, what?
No, is it sentient? I guess.
No, it is not sentient.
Okay. I was about to say, no, they banned a backwater kid, a band of. How many people are in this merry band of? Do you know?
There are a lot.
Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Fortunately, that was the 90s.
Oh, damn.
But no.
Oh, man.
I would say roughly, more than 20 people.
Oh.
But you don't know all 20 people. Like, you don't know all these people. There are a lot of, faceless people.
Faceless people?
Not like faceless as in, they have
like, literally no face.
Right. I figured I just mean, are they people that you just literally never see on screen, but they're just referenced?
They're just background characters,
like red shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so this is 80s. A backwaters kid. Is it actually a kid?
Yes.
Oh,
he is a kid.
Solar babies.
Oh man,
there'd have to be water.
Oh,
sure.
A backwater kid.
I will say space is involved slightly.
Space is involved slightly?
Mm-hmm.
In the 80s.
Yeah.
I will say that it is 1981. Like I said, you will not get this, so I will give you more.
Okay.
Okay.
It is a movie.
Okay.
Technically, it is more than one movie.
Technically, it's more than one movie?
Yes. Technically, it is a trilogy of movies, but we are specifically talking about the first movie.
I'm sorry, why do you say technically?
You'll understand why when we get to
the reveal.
In
the 80s. This is outside of my jurisdiction. If it's not horror.
It reminds me, I don't know, it makes it feel like it sounds like John McClane saying that. This is out of my jurisdiction.
Get a genre, please.
Yes, it is a animated action sci-fi adventure.
Animated. Yeah, that.
Animaniacs? That?
But he did do the Star Wars parodies.
Yeah. Spaceballs. That's not animated. Transformers, Age of Beasts.
You could have gone with the Transformers the movie, and you would have been closer. But there are robots in it.
Oh. Teletubbies?
Are the Teletubbies robots?
No, I'm thinking of the vacuum. Snoo.
Did you think Teletubbies was 80s?
No.
Okay.
It's not animated either. I'm just
5 seconds. Oh, that's true. That's fair.
yeah.
Yep. Well, yep. You were right.
It's 1989 or 1981. I'm sorry, Gundam the movie.
Wow.
Okay.
I see why you say Transformers was closer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Had to say technically because it is essentially a retelling of the entire 079 series, but it is broken up into 3 theatrical movies.
Mm. And so the faceless people are just like
members of
pilots.
the white. Oh, my Gundam knowledge is failing me. But Amuro Ray joins the mentor, who is Bright Noah, and his crew upon the, I think it's White Pegasus. There are a lot of people that are on that ship that you just don't know.
Yeah.
But they are all a part of the Scrappy crew helping to rescue Lala Soon from Neo Zeon, who is run by Char Aznable. And they are needing to stop them from using one of the satellites to blow up the Earth.
Mm. So it is lower orbit kind of semi-space?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like a lot of the original Gundam happens on Earth. There isn't too much just space like battles and things like that. That doesn't really happen until Zeta. Mm. But that is the brain teaser.
Yeah.
If you got it and aren't cheating and lying, kudos to you.
Let us know.
Let us know. Keep your score. Keep their score too. But we move on to our feature presentation.
All righty. The monstrous penguin who lives in the sewers beneath Gotham joins up with wicked, shock-headed businessman Max Schreck to topple the Batman once and for all. But when Shrek's timid assistant, Selena Kyle, finds out and Shrek tries to kill her, she is transformed into the sexy Catwoman. That was not a sexy cat sound. She teams up with the Penguin and Shrek to destroy Batman, but sparks fly unexpectedly when she confronts the Caped Crusader.
3 years after the first movie, Batman returns to theaters June 20th, 1992, with a budget of $80 million. Unfortunately, I only got a global box office of $266 million.
Oh.
So, quite a bit of a drop-off from the first movie. And an odd flip, 82% audience versus 73%, or 82% critic versus 73% audience on Rotten Tomatoes. 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb and 3.6 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Crazy that it didn't do as well as the first one because it had a much easier time in the theaters. Movies out that summer were Sister Act, Lethal Weapon 3, Alien 3, and Patriot Games.
Which, you can take Alien 3, because Alien 3 was definitely like one of the weakest installments in the Alien franchise. Man.
Yeah, it should have done much better. But considering that the audience score was lower than it was for the first movie, but oddly enough, the critic score rose.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know, it's a bit of a conundrum.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I don't know, I mean, like you were saying in the last episode, like Jack Nicholson's Joker is great.
Mm.
And I mean, I can't really say that Danny DeVito's Penguin is like a proper substitution to that. Not to say that I didn't enjoy, like we were talking about, I love me some Danny DeVito. And I think it's such an interesting vision of the Penguin with this, like, because at least again, I'm drawing comparisons to like the material for Batman that I grew up with. And I never recall the Penguin being depicted that way. It's like this ravenous, sewer-dwelling entity. Like, he was always this seemingly kind of well-to-do. And I think even in the Batman animated series that came out in like the early 2000s, he's even depicted as like having been sort of like more of like a disgraced former wealthy person, kind of like akin or adjacent to, you know, your Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
But to see him dwelling in the sewers, like just picking up fish and eating them raw and like biting people's noses off is such a different take. And it made me wonder, like, why Penguin? Like, I just wonder what inspired, of all the villains that you could have done in a sequel to Batman, why the Penguin?
Probably because Tim Burton wanted it.
Yeah.
I mean, it just like, so I did more research on this movie than I did on the last one.
Okay.
The original script for this did not have, or the original treatment for this did not have Penguin as the antagonist. It was Two-Face.
Okay.
So,
yep.
But Burton came back from Edward Scissorhands and fired that dude, and then got a different dude to write a whole new thing.
Whoa.
So
Interesting.
So here we were with Penguin, and I think, because obviously you are correct that the Penguin is more traditionally just like like Oswald Cobblepot, a like member of the Cobblepot family who is like a well-to-do. It's one of like the early like rich like Gotham families, like, along with like the Arkhams and the Waynes, and as such, I enjoy him more in that role. Like, I like Penguin as this kind of like link that is between the old stories of like the Falcones and the Maronis and like just like crime, organized crime, and then the colorful supervillains of the Joker or Poison Ivy, and like Mr. Freeze and those. Like, he's that like link between the two because he gets to exist in both worlds.
Yeah.
Here, this is quite clearly like a post Edward Scissorhands Tim Burton, who's like, I'm into body deformity. I'm into like just subverting expectation. I want this like dark, twisted. I don't want brightness. I want like just someone said that this is much more of a Tim Burton film than the first one is. And I would say yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is much more like Beetlejuice, much more like Edward Scissorhands than the first movie is. And I think this is like when he decided to take the gloves off. And you can just see it, both like literally with the Joker, or with the Penguin, and like metaphorically, like the way the story is.
Yeah. Which I feel like you see a lot of in movies, especially if we're comparing it to other superhero franchises, where that first film, it's almost like, I don't know if it's a matter of
Like coming out of the gate swinging.
Yeah. Well, it's like they like I don't know if it's like a matter of they're being cautious with like budget.
Oh, okay.
But when I, like, for instance, if I go back to 2000 and I think about the first X-Men movie, even as a kid, as an 11-year-old seeing that movie, I'm like, I had a very kind of lukewarm response to it. And still to this day. Because it lacked the color that you would expect in an X-Men movie. They're all wearing the same outfits, which I think there are certain installments of X-Men where they do have very similar outfits, and they're not as variant as like the 90s X-Men that we're familiar with the animated series. But I think that was one of the big differences. And then also it just seemed like they didn't really delve into just like the use of their powers. But then you get into X2 X-Men United, and from the beginning of that movie, dude, it just pops off with Nightcrawler's intro. And it's a much different, like, they come out of the gate in the second film swinging. I think that the second Fantastic Four movie does that. I would say all three of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies, even though Spider-Man 3 is like, but Spider-Man 2 definitely is much more intense. Like, Spider-Man 2's third act is nothing but like straight action for just like 40 minutes. And it's intense. But typically, like, the first films, like, they're just very cautious with it. So I can definitely see that having been the case, where then they're just like, let's step into this full force. Like, we dipped our toe in this. Now I'm a little bit more confident in what my vision is and try to realize that.
That's what it feels like when you watch this movie.
Yeah.
Also, as I said in the last episode, I still don't think he likes Batman. In fact, I think this movie goes like almost 10 minutes before you see Batman even pop up.
Yeah, dude, it takes 10 minutes for the baby carriage to just like careen down the river, the stream, into the sewer.
Pee Wee Herman just didn't like his baby.
Mind. I totally forgot that Pee Wee Herman was.
That's who that was?
Yeah,
was the
dude.
dad? Wow.
Yeah, I was like, what, Pee Wee Herman? Penguin's dead? No way. So interesting. But yeah, this one, I think I had like a lot more notes about this one than 89. I think it's definitely, it felt like the gothic design of it like was a bit more intense. In that realm. It was darker. I think to your point, it was a darker film, which is saying a lot because the first one was pretty dark. Even the daytime scenes were very gloomy, and this somehow managed to make it even more so. I did find it confusing as to what exactly turned Selena Kyle into Catwoman. Like, there was no like mysticism about it. And then she's talking about, I got these 9 lives. But all that happened is like you got thrown out of a window and then cats just walked around you.
Kind of bit her a little bit, like kind of nibbled on her finger.
I don't even. Oh, that's right. No,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, yeah.
He was gnawing on that finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But it's like, okay, so how? Is that, should we just,
They never explained that.
No,
Yeah.
they don't.
should we try that out?
What?
Just let me jump off of a building and you guys just like let out like 9 cats that'll just walk around me. And then maybe
Yeah.
turn into Catman.
Should probably not do that because that's murder.
I did think, speaking of which, I did think that scene was very, I liked, I'm supposed to call him Crispin Glover, Christopher Walken. I like Christopher Walken's, I liked his portrayal as that villain.
Yeah.
It was very menacing, especially in the scene where he's plays like he's about to throw out the window and he's like,
Yeah.
I got you. And then he actually does it.
Yeah.
He's such a such a ruthless character in that film, which almost kind of makes it interesting that they would even have like the Penguin in it. Like I feel like his character was ruthless enough.
He was. He just didn't have probably the appeal that Tim wanted. So
Either
he's
that, or
he's
they're like,
here.
yeah, like the gang aspect of it, of just how do we terrorize the streets of Gotham as a businessman?
Yeah. I mean, hell, how does the Penguin gather up such a robust gang of people to do his bidding? Like, what? It's not like he has money to offer them, or
Yeah, it was what? Because they
Well,
kind
it's
of
because he like grew up with them.
Yeah, I was going to say they kind of explained it. They're just saying that children were disappearing at the circus.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, how they were like, yeah, let's go terrorize Gotham.
Yeah,
Who knows?
dude.
Also, it's quite clear that the Red Triangle Gang should have been the Jokers.
Yeah,
Like-
they're all yeah. It's like clowns. It's like
Yeah.
oh what?
And like speaking of that, like, was that the only one who thought? Like by the time they shine the bat signal, and that first scene where they are terrorizing downtown, I'm like, by the time you shine the bat signal, he got down there. That whole thing should have been done.
Yes, for sure.
Like,
The car doesn't go that fast.
no, it doesn't. And also, I can't imagine that version of the bat suit is easy to get into.
Well, I think for them, they don't know those things. I think to them, he still kind of has like the mysticism of being like a supernatural thing that can just pop up.
Okay.
So I think as far as they're concerned, as soon as they shine that, like he's probably there within like minutes.
And that may be what they think, but I mean, like the reality of it is like even in the context of the film, like it's probably like another 20, 30 minutes before dude gets there.
Also, how if no one just the refractory setup that was on like
That was so
Wayne
fucking funny.
Manor. I was like, how does no one know? You would have to see that this is Batman. Like, how do you?
into the window?
Yeah,
I'm going to make assumptions.
yeah.
And my assumptions are that those come out at night.
Okay,
But also that Wayne Manor is just so far out in the weeds
yeah,
that it's just not something that people normally see.
sure. That makes
Because
sense.
I make that assumption based off the fact that like when Vicky Vale was being driven to the Batcave, she didn't question that she should logically be going to the exact same place where Wayne Manor was.
Yeah.
Considering she's already been there like twice
Yeah.
so far.
And he was like, "Oh, did you find the place all right?" So
I also thought it was fascinating to me, like when we talk about like the duality of Bruce Wayne, and regardless of like what time period we're looking at this depiction, where because he's alone when that bat signal is shown for the first time in this film, like you really do get that sense that this is all that his life revolves around, because he's literally just sitting in a chair in the room, in the only room presumably that the light can refract into, like right within its beam. He has I don't know. From what I could tell, like, been sitting there for God knows how long.
What was he doing? Like, literally,
absolutely nothing.
As the little, like, Rube Goldberg machine of refractories happening, he's just chilling there, like...
Yeah, hit the thinker pose.
Yeah, dude.
Ruminating.
It does make for a cool shot, though, I think, when he stands up from the side. And then
it's the
symbol. And I mean, it's very clear that they worked backwards from that shot. It's clear that they're like, it'd be really cool if the bat signal showed up on the wall and then he stood up and we had this great scene. How do we get to that?
Mirrors.
But should he be working somewhere else in this giant mansion? Nah, he's just waiting.
Sitting room.
Yep.
What is he doing? Sitting.
Just reading a book. Nah, that would make too much sense for him to be doing something.
Yeah, dude, right? Like, at the very least, your point. Yeah, reading something. He just
giving the thinking pose. He's like, oh, the bat signal's going up.
Oh, time for me to get down there. And yet again, another example of when people talk about Batman doesn't kill. He put a bomb in that dude's pants and then pushed him into the sewer.
And smiled.
You mean tell me he survived that? Did he turn into like an Arliss Lovelace?
Yep.
Come on. His whole existence is gone.
Bruce's or Keaton's Batman does not. He don't care.
No.
Give him a gun.
Yeah, dude.
Just the bat gun.
Turn him into Thomas Wayne Flashpoint Batman, dude. You might as well.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this is where it started to feel like his gadgetry, like his sort of array of weaponry, was starting to veer closer towards that goofy Adam West.
Because how was the dog able to like jump up and grab the Batarang after it knocked out 3 people? Could you just be like, oh, just catch it?
And to watch him program that thing, like he pulls it out, and throw it that way. Also, like, I'm assuming that this was not meant for some kind of tactical vehicular approach, but the piston that comes out from the bottom that allows him to spin his car?
Yeah.
Like, what?
I love that they recognize that Batmobile is unwieldy, especially in the spaghetti junction that is that Gotham.
Yeah.
So, like, in both movies, he's had to deploy something in order to maneuver the car.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he had to use the, like, the grapple hook swing around method in the first movie because there was no way that car could turn very easily. And then here, in order to make a hook back around, they're like, just stop the car. Just spin it around and keep going. That car is just too much.
But also, it wasn't there a scene, and I was almost about to get... No, this was Batman Returns. When they have taken control of the vehicle, and he finally, I think, wrestles control back, and he's about to drive... He would have crashed, right? Like, there was this very narrow space.
It was, like, the door was... like, there was something... Was it closing, or was it just that narrow?
It was just a super narrow... Which doesn't even really make sense when you think about... Like, I don't know of any buildings in downtown Cincinnati that would be... Where literally the space is about as wide as this table.
Yeah.
And, like, he has to peel off
parts of the car
to make it through. And it turns almost into, like,
a roadster?
Like a luge.
Bobsled.
Yeah. What?
That's because of that just horrible fucking architecture that is Gotham City.
Yeah.
Like, it's... Never in my life have I thought an entire city should be designed by one person. Because this is what you get. Yep. Like, there was one time where, like, I was like, there's just a door that opens out into the street. And it seems to be a busy thoroughfare because it's a part of, like, a T-junction. And it's like, knowing that, like, traffic goes through here, why would you just have a door, like, that looks like it's to the bank, just open up right to the street where somebody can get run over the instant that they step outside or even trying to get into the place? But nope, they took that and he whipped a turn and the cops turned right on after him. And then he gets to the narrow alleyway that then just opens back up into the street.
Yes. And that's what was so goofy to me about it. Like, not only that it was so narrow and that you would even have designed the Batmobile to do something like that, but it's like, the amount of space, like, it would make more sense if it was that narrow and then it just kind of went on for like a block or something.
Like, it was an alley.
Yeah.
Not just
but for it to just open up
gate,
immediately to the other side and it's just like the open street again. Like, you literally did that just for this scene. Just for this scene. And it's like, it makes me question, what was your intention? Like, what were you trying to put on display here? Like, Batman's ingenuity, that he has all of these clever gadgets. Like, I don't know. It almost kind of seemed like to your point about Tim Burton not really liking Batman, did his view of Batman change, or like what he thought made the first movie so cool?
He didn't like him in the first movie, or as I'm concerned either.
Yeah, but I just mean like
he really didn't like. He didn't like him in this movie.
Like the gadgets that they use, and I don't know. Sometimes I just wonder when it comes to these franchises, and it almost kind of seems like sometimes they're taking the wrong lessons from the success of the first film, and they're like, oh, people loved it, but why? Oh, because of the gadgets, obviously. And so you just add more of it in there, which then I think from an audience perspective would make you think, but why? But then again, it's interesting because, like, now it makes me question, what is it about this film that made the critics love it more than the audience did as opposed to the previous installment?
Yeah, that's a good question. I wish I actually read some on this one because that flip is so interesting. Because even without, like, before we watched this, I was running into just like kind of random things about this movie and kind of why the audience went against it. And it was really interesting to me because I watched the first movie and there are a lot of like not like regular people who say this is the more violent of the two movies. And while I do agree to like some degree that like the violence against like just normal people is a bit more like, and that you're seeing them actively like attack or punch or hit people, Joker just was killing people willy-nilly with Joker gas in the first movie. But in this one, you do see more like just antagonistic attacks on the residents. But people were saying like there was this like kid that they interviewed. I don't know why I stumbled upon this like Instagram or something like a couple of months ago. And there's this kid. He was like, "Yeah, this movie was so violent, and it was like an attack on all the things that kids would like." And somebody was like, "What do you mean the kids would like?" And they asked that in like the end, like another kid asked that, and he's like, "Well, like Batman's like beating up clowns." And what? I was like, "Well, he was a kid, but also at the same time, like, I don't think you would be going to the movie theaters like to see a movie called Batman Returns and not expect Batman to be like fighting like, clowns.
Yeah, right.
The thing that he's known to fight." His main antagonist is a
Yeah.
clown.
Yeah. Newsflash. Like,
it's gonna happen a lot more than just this.
I hate
film.
to break it to you, boy, but
yeah, people felt that it was like a darker movie, and that like the portrayal, like everything just felt like more dark, twisted, and violent.
there are some things. I guess when you mention it, like I don't know, I like the scene where the pageant lady is like falls off the building and crashes into, because it's, I don't think in the first movie they showed Joker actually hit the ground, right?
They didn't. I forgot to say in it that he definitely should not have been intact in one piece.
No,
from that fall.
Absolutely not.
No,
and neither should that pageant. I don't know her name, but like that was a pretty far fall.
Didn't she hit one of the awnings too?
No, I think
she just
I think the only thing she hit was that box.
Oh, that's what it was. Box. I don't know.
I do also think that it is, like, to your point about the violence, like when you think about when Catwoman actually shows up in full costume for the first time, that dude's pretty sure about to sexually assault that woman.
Mm-hmm.
And to that note, I think Michelle Pfeiffer, and I see why Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman became so iconic, because I really did enjoy her as Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she did very much have that allure to her, and it was just like so cool to just see that like stitched together, because it almost kind of seemed like the way her costume was created, it was like almost sort of like a outward reflection of her mind, with how broken she became from being thrown out. However, I will say, and I think I mentioned this before when we hung out a few days ago, I'm not a fan of this, not necessarily that she was a damsel in distress, but this like emphasis that they put on her with like, oh, I don't have a man. Like, I don't know. I just have never been a fan of that, like, you feeling like you're incomplete because you don't have a man. Because a man is not probably feeling that way about in the opposite sense. So like, why are we like forcing this down her throat that like, even her mom's calling, I think in the voicemail about like, oh, have you got a boyfriend yet? There's more to life to this, dude. There's more to life.
Yeah, I didn't like the concept of taking the Selena Kyle character and trying to make her into this like frumpy First off, you can't do that with Michelle Pfeiffer. You can't make Michelle Pfeiffer appear unattractive. Like, it just don't work. Even they were like, sorry, no. Like, so we'll just try to make her, like, appear unattractive through, like, her mannerisms rather than just, like, who she is. Mm-hmm. But I didn't like trying to, like, turn her into, like, the ugly princess or, like, the concept of, like, the caterpillar becoming the butterfly. But once she is, like, yanked out of the cocoon and just allowed to be Michelle Pfeiffer, like, she kills it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go easy on me. It's my first time. Like, that line, I just thought that was so, like, I don't know. There's just something brilliant about the way that they did Catwoman in that.
She did a lot of unnecessary flips, though.
Yeah, she was
always out of breath.
Yeah.
Very Power Ranger-esque.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude, especially, like, that part where you have Batman and Penguin meeting, and then she comes out of nowhere, and she stops, meow, like, and then everything explodes. Yeah, she was definitely out of breath. A lot of flips, which reminds me of, like, Billy from Power Rangers, when Aisha got knocked down, and then instead of running over to his friend, he does, like, 7 back flips to get over to her.
Yeah. Gotta preserve the momentum, I guess.
100%.
I did like that when, I think it was when she was, I guess, transforming into Catwoman, whatever we want to call that, when she, like, broke her neon sign and it said hell here. I was like, oh, that's pretty neat.
So fun.
Mm-hmm.
She was really fun. So much so that, in my opinion, the movie should be called The Penguin, Max Shrek, and Catwoman Are Here.
Yeah.
Oh, and Batman also is a part of it.
Batman stuck around.
So I have screen time data.
Whoa.
Batman Returns.
Oh, okay.
Please share.
I said I would have some stats, and I got the stat. Leading with 30.82% of the allotted screen time is Danny DeVito's Penguin, with 38 minutes 57 seconds.
Okay.
Screen time. Coming up second, 29.09%, Michelle Pfeiffer, with 36 minutes 46 seconds. Rounding out third is Michael Keaton, with 25.64% of the allotted screen time, 32 minutes 24 seconds, in a movie called Batman. And then lastly is Christopher Walken's Max Shrek, with 26 minutes 06 seconds, 20.65% of the movie.
So 2-minute difference between Batman and
4 minutes.
4 minutes, okay.
And 6 minutes between him and Danny DeVito.
Wow.
So in the last episode, you mentioned about how, like, in the Batman films, they do this a lot, where they take a character that actually is established in comics and other, like, in canon in general, and they just change the name. Was Maxwell Shrek supposed to be somebody else? Like, is Maxwell Shrek actually a character in it? Or
I
was
don't
he supposed
think
to be...
he is. I think he was just created.
He was made for the movie.
Because I was thinking, like, maybe he could have been Maxwell Lord, but...
I was thinking, who's that one guy? His name starts with an S. Is it Staten? He appeared in... Boy, Farron, you can do this. I know he was in an episode of, like, Justice League Unlimited. I think he actually is more background in, like, Batman Arkham Knight, the video game. But it's I'm pretty sure the last name starts with an S. I just can't remember who it is. He's like another one of those Maxwell Lord adjacent, like, rich characters, very, like, ruthless sort of demeanor. And I just couldn't help but wonder after you said that, like, was he supposed to be that character? And they're just like, because I mean, Shrek, last name starts with an S anyway. I just forget the name, but it's not. Is it Staten? This is gonna kill me, just like Sindel from Mortal Kombat Annihilation. That actress.
I still can't believe you pulled that one out.
I mean, did you Google it, or did that come to you?
Oh, I googled it then I saw the Mortal Kombat.
Even the fact that you, like, recognize her.
Her.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Dude, I mean, Mortal Kombat is, even though it's a terrible movie, like, it's so bad that it just, like, stuck with me. And
how it's formidable.
Yeah. How cheesy and just terrible it was, man. And her character is one of those that I just couldn't help but be like, man, that's garbage. A garbage Pail Kid, if that.
So according to the Batman wiki, Shrek is not adapted from any particular character from the comic book. But many share similarities with him.
Who are those?
And they don't really say.
Because I don't want to just Google, what is the Batman character whose last name starts with an S? Like, it just seems like a silly Google.
According to this, Tim Burton was also afraid of Christopher Walken.
Like,
that makes sense.
In real life?
Yeah.
Isn't there, like, some kind of myth or story out there that Christopher Walken killed somebody on a boat? Like
Natalie Wood. So Natalie Wood was a
yeah, you're in for it. Yeah.
Natalie Wood was an actress. She was, I think, her first role was Miracle on 34th Street. So she was a child actress who became a legitimate actress. She was married to, I'm not remembering his name, but he was a big actor. Mm-hmm. Supposedly they were having like kind of like a not great marriage, but one weekend they decided to take a trip out on a yacht. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, Christopher Walken comes with. Natalie Wood ends up being found later that next day, dead drowned in water. Mm. And it's up in the air, really, as to what happened. Originally, it was considered an accident that she slipped off of the back part of the yacht into water and was not a great swimmer. However, some people say Natalie was actually a really good swimmer, and the reason that she was such a good swimmer is because she was told as a child by a fortune teller that she was going to die in water.
Whoa.
That is creepy as
So
hell.
she had a fear of dark water growing up. Christopher Walken was a friend of hers. So he claims that he was just there. They were drinking heavily that night, and she just happened to die.
Yeah.
There are three suspects.
Sure.
Christopher Walken is one, her husband is the other, and the actual boat captain is the third. Most people think it was her husband. A few people think it could have been Christopher Walken, even though Christopher Walken really wouldn't have had a reason to do it. In fact, I think that her husband suspected her and Christopher Walken of having a relationship.
Oh.
And the boat captain has kind of hinted that he wanted to have a relationship with her. Oh. So who knows what happened that
Wild.
night.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah. So he's kind of always had an air of like potential danger behind him. But he also kind of just gives that like, Christopher Walken feels like he could snap at any time.
Yeah.
You just don't know what would happen.
What's the trigger? Yeah.
I had this question of, it feels like Bruce Wayne is very susceptible to just like falling in love at the drop of a hat, dude.
So it's weird you say that because I think it's the opposite, but only in this movie. So to me, it's very interesting that this movie feels like a mirror of the first movie, and that all the actions that he has and the feelings he has for Selena are the exact ones that Vicky had for him. And the way that Vicky chased after him, the way that Vicky tried to make things happen with him, and how he kind of like rebuked them is exactly how Selena does him in this movie. And there was a conversation that the two had that almost was an exact mirror. Like when he was like, yeah, you should come over to my place and we'll like look at this on TV. And she's like, what time? And he's like, you come around like 8 or something. She's like, oh no, I can't do that. And he's like, oh no, that's okay. They're like, what about like 5 or 6 like earlier work? And that was when like after they'd had that one night stand, like Vicky was like, you know, we should do something. And he was like, oh, I can't. I'm gonna be busy. Like, oh, well, like I want to like be accommodating to you. Like, but like we can do it after you get back. Like, let's make sure that something happens. And I was like, that's almost like
bar for bar,
bar, just like flipped, and like he's the one chasing. But I think it helped in this case because it made it feel like Selena was the one that had the power.
Sure.
And she was the one that had that like the cards are in her hand, and he's the one having to stumble and bumble over himself, trying to appease her. And considering that he never says anything initially, like he just sees her, but then immediately is smitten with her, is almost exactly Vicky like seeing him and then immediately falling for him.
Yeah. But he sees her when she's already been Catwomanified, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the frumpy.
Yeah.
Their version, Tim Burton's version of a frumpy Michelle Pfeiffer. That, yeah.
Let's just put an oversized sweater on her.
Yeah.
Give her some glasses.
Trying to mess up her hair.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I've never understood that, like, why people think that just, like, putting glasses on somebody is supposed to make them, like, less attractive. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's in what universe? Like, seriously. Like, what universe does that even make sense?
Who knows? The 70s, I guess, was just having glasses made you a dork.
I'm pretty sure if somebody put glasses on Jane Fonda in the 70s, some dude would be like, and?
Yeah. Like, am I supposed to not want her to have my children? Put glasses on J-Lo and everyone, all of a sudden they're like, ugh. Gross. Like, okay, no.
No,
That's not how
thank
this
you.
works. That's not how this works at all. Were those real penguins?
Sometimes I think they were, and sometimes.
The emperor penguins at the end for sure not real.
So
penguins.
those, the ones that
I think-
carried him off were not. They were definitely
I think
dudes in
anything-
suits.
Yeah, I think any emperor penguin was not real, but I think they had my penguin knowledge is slipping away. But like the little penguins, I think were real.
Okay.
Because like the ones in the gimp suits, I think were actual. That had like rockets on their backs. I think those were actual penguins when they were like out and about in Gotham.
I feel like though when they had like,
I think
rockets.
so. Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm gonna guess that when they were like just firing off the rockets, there were no
Yes,
like,
yeah.
real penguins around, and it was just like animatronics just moving their head up and down. But I questioned it for the longest up until the very end, and then I was like, "Are those like the Oompa Loompas?" Just in,
Yes.
like,
I was like, that is a velvety ass penguin.
Yeah,
that is
man.
not.
Because I wrote that in my
feathers.
notes. I'm like, man, that penguin looks like. I said, are these real penguins or kids dressed up as penguins? Because it kind of reminded me of Ewoks from.
Yeah, I was
like,
about to say like maybe children or little people something.
Yeah. Just. It has that creepy Tim Burton music.
Yeah.
As they just waddle around. But hey, we also get to see Bruce Wayne do something that maybe is reminiscent of work. That's cool. He has a meeting with Max
the one
Shrek.
meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, it's very just like so ambiguous as to what he actually. Okay, so you're meeting with Maxwell Shrek, but like, what is your relation?
I mean, I
business-wise?
guess-
Shrek was asking for money.
Yeah.
Ah,
And then I think I can't remember if it was this one or 89, but there's like it pans to an empty seat that has his name placard on it. So maybe it was just like political stuff too, is what he did with his day. Because like he seemed to have like the ear of the mayor. Maybe just because he was rich, but who knows?
They
Very
kept that like
vague.
very ambiguous.
Yes.
He was just like, he has money.
Yep.
That's enough.
yep. That.
He
Yep.
bought things in Japan.
There you go.
Also, this movie had a lot of like weird sexualness in it that just
Oh, yeah.
felt unneeded,
Yeah.
and I didn't under.
The penguin being a horn dog.
Oh my goodness.
I also literally put like,
Yes.
I want it to be known the sole reason that Penguin and Catwoman split is because Penguin wanted to fuck and got denied.
Yeah.
That is the only reason. That is
Yes.
literally the only reason that the two of them go their separate ways is because
Yeah.
he wanted some and she said no.
Didn't he literally say like you getting pissed off and like you put out all the signs
Yeah.
and you didn't and just
And I was like, dude, that's Catwoman. But like, she also wasn't ever flirting with you. She never once flirts with you. She flirts with every other male that is around you except you. What signs were you getting?
But that's one of those things of like what you see in the real world of some dudes being so starved, I think, for that attention that they will jump the gun and just assume that any interaction with a woman is them flirting. Like, no, dude, she just said hi. That's it. Like, she's not asking you to put on your pants, dude. People say hi. That's okay. You chill, man. And that's what it was. It's like, dude, also look at you, man. Look at you. You don't even cook your fish. You don't even prepare it, man. You don't even like you're going to Bonefish Grill, man. You pull it out of an aquarium and then you just take a bite and you want Michelle Pfeiffer to be your girl?
No, I mean, he thought he had the power.
Yeah.
Oh, just like being mayor at that point. Did he ever actually officially become mayor?
No, he was
Okay.
only ever running. Or I guess maybe not.
The crazy
even
thing
running.
is he wasn't technically running because
He hadn't been repealed yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess he was both trying to get the repeal to happen and putting his name in the hat.
Right.
And I don't. That part was there. So okay, going back to the Batmobile, when they took it apart, didn't that dude put the device like in the engine block? How did they get up underneath the Batmobile facing like downward?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There was a lot going on at that scene because like it was just a lot of wires. Because I thought the whole thing was they were didn't Penguin say we're gonna turn his car into a bomb,
Yes,
and then there was no bomb.
and they
Or-
also how did they? Maybe I missed. When did they get the technology to like disable
The shields.
Yeah.
They just came out with that. They
Yeah.
just had that in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, I had that same thought. I was like, why didn't anybody else do this before? It seems to be
pretty easy.
Just to catch the signal from his key fob.
Just go to a Radio Shack apparently.
Yeah.
And get like get
a flipper back in 92 or whenever this came out.
They just came out there like beep beep beep.
Yep.
And then just it undid everything. And then just did their own thing. Somehow, despite having all this technology, he doesn't have anything that says somebody's fucking with your car, Bruce. You should probably get back to it.
Right.
He's just like,
or like a shields down.
like shields
alert.
down. I didn't turn shields down. Let me get back there real quick. Nope, he's just doing his business, killing people.
Give Michael Keaton's Batman a gun.
Yeah, you seriously might as well.
I also like the fact that they faked that he killed that woman. And then
the Ice Princess or whatever, the model lady, yeah.
And then it turns out she wasn't dead.
Yeah.
And then she dies anyway, and they just frame it on him again.
Yeah.
So like no one questioned the first time.
Yeah.
It was just like, he killed the Ice Princess. But no one said, she's alive? I thought she was scared. They showed her on the news with the batarang.
Yeah.
And also to use that giant, because that batarang was so clunky. Like, I'm not even sure where you would pull that out from. Like, that can't fit into a utility belt. But then it makes you wonder, though, like, for any time you use a batarang, you're not picking these up? I get it. The dog grabbed it. But, like, think about another batarang that you throw, and then maybe you don't retrieve it, and then somebody just picks it up, and they kill somebody with it, and again, you're just, like, being framed for it. I'm assuming the plan was developed, of course, like, post having the dog jumped up and grabbed this, which, sorry, it just made me just a little bit more frustrated as I think about the fact that dog's so small. How did he grab that big old batarang?
It's about the size of its body, at least. Yeah.
I mean, dogs get like big sticks that are bigger than
That's
them.
true, like frisbees and stuff, but like there has to be like some sort to have enough force to essentially knock out or kill a human being.
Maybe it
to
was
then
like it was losing momentum.
Since it was the last person.
Yeah.
Dang, I can only target 3 people.
Yeah, dude. It's like one of those things in like the Batman Arkham series games. Like maybe he just hadn't got enough points, experience points to upgrade it to like a point where he could do 4.
Yeah.
But he also just leaves a lot of technology around.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, did he go back for those parts of the Batmobile that got shucked off?
I don't think so.
Right?
Yeah. And like how like his his like zip line every time, like does that he doesn't show it like being retracted.
Like the Batwing crash?
Yeah.
Did he come back for the Batwing?
Dude, that's a good point. Yeah, man.
Any final thoughts?
Didn't care.
No, I'm ready for this.
All right.
I'm not saying I'm ready to give like a terrible one, but yeah.
I'll let you guys go first. On your Panharmonicon.
I'll let you go.
Whoa, no song.
Does it? I still like you know.
You want
The
to?
last time
Yeah.
he was whispering in your ears. So
Oh, that's true. So saving it. This is another 3 for me. It's just once again kind of right down the middle. Like it was a movie. I can see some things. I can see some visuals. Maybe you can like because I'm still confused as to why people say Michael Keaton's the Batman of all Batmans.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I guess maybe if you're starved for 20, 30 years, then any port in a storm. But,
Yeah, I would do the same. I would say 3. It's I think part of it is just like there's inconsistencies. There's a lot of inconsistencies. There's a lot of things that make you go, what? The things that we talked about as far as the gadgets, like things that just like when you think about it a little bit more, especially relative to like the real world. And I know maybe that's just a bad thing to do because it's such a fantastical property. They can't help but think to myself like, but why? But there's still this charm. Like, I think Tim Burton has this like this charm about his films. And he's definitely one of those people that I would consider like an auteur because he has such a very distinct like visual presentation to his films that I do think is admirable. When you see, I very much enjoyed seeing Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. I just thought that was very cool how she was played. Danny DeVito's Penguin, again, even though like their origins were significantly different than what I'm used to in the comics, I do think that it was sort of a fantastical sort of reimagining of what it was. However, the issue coming back to also mainly is Batman. To your point, it doesn't really feel like they like Batman too much, which might then question like why you give it a 3, but I think the other pieces of it do so well enough to like compensate for that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like there's just no reason why Batman should have the third most screen time in a movie called Batman Returns.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess maybe then it would be he returns at the end, so that's where he gets his 30 minutes. But
Yeah, it's about time that he returned.
yeah.
Dame?
So this movie gets 2.5 Panharmonicons out of 5 for me.
Yeah.
It's crazy because as a kid, I loved this movie more than the first one. However, as an adult, I liked the first movie more. And it's kind of weird to say that because of how we were talking about the first movie, but I liked Danny DeVito as Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman.
Yeah.
And I liked Christopher Walken as Maxwell Shrek. I don't like their origins. I mean, we don't have one for Shrek, but like Danny DeVito would have been a great Oswald Cobblepot.
Right.
The way that I'm blanking on his name, portrays him in The Penguin.
Oh, Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell portrays him in The Penguin. Danny DeVito could do that just as well.
Mm-hmm.
Danny DeVito can be funny while also like he's a Joe Pesci type where he can be funny while also being threatening when he needs to be.
Yeah.
And you don't need all of the like Edward Scissorhands treatment for him. To me, it feels very obvious that he still had his influences from that and Nightmare Before Christmas going into Batman Returns.
Mm-hmm.
And it really sours parts of this movie for me. And as well, Michelle does an amazing job. And I honestly think Michelle would have been better placed with Val Kilmer. I think that the way that like she is in this movie, it's kind of wasted on Michael Keaton. Just because Michael Keaton doesn't do a good enough job of pushing back against her, like the force that she is. And as such, she kind of just gets bowled over. And sure, they use that for the story purposes, but it also makes for their interactions to not be like all that great. I think their best one is during the Christmas dance when Super Freak is playing, but every other time that they're around each other, it just doesn't work out all that well. And I he kind of came off bland in this one for me, Michael Keaton. As
for sure.
I think in the first movie, he does still kind of have like parts about him that make you go like, okay. Like for instance, he doesn't have a great amount of screen time in that movie either. But when he does have it, he has it. And he does utilize it. One of the things that I think about is when he's like talking to Joker and he's giving that story about Jack, and then he like whips out the baton and he goes, "You want to go crazy? Let's go crazy!"
Yeah,
and you're like, "Oh, there's levels there." And but in Batman, it's like he's playing like the literal third fiddle in the movie, and that's such like he's just baseline throughout the entire thing, and you're just like, cool. So that is what we thought about the movie. What did you think about Batman Returns? How many Panharmonicons out of 5 would you give it? And would you recommend watching it in 2026? If so, let us know in the comments, whether that be on YouTube or Spotify. If you enjoyed this episode of Panharmonicon Studios Presents a Movie Podcast, feel free to give us a subscription or a follow on Spotify. Give us a rating of 1 through 5 on Spotify. And if you are subscribed, hit that notification bell on YouTube. Us here at the podcast, I'd like to say thank you for listening. This has been Damon.
This is Andrew.
And this is Farron.
And thank you for listening to yet another episode of Panharmonicon Studios Presents
a movie podcast.
Ooh.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.
You don't really think you'll win, do you? Things change.